My name's Rebecca, and this is Leisha.
Hello.
And we're two of the lawyers here at Connect Family Law. We're both collaborative lawyers, and what that means is that in the collaborative process, a couple will each retain a collaborative lawyer and commit to not taking each other to court, or even threaten going to court. And so a separation agreement is negotiated in an amicable way. There's full, frank disclosure of all the financials, and there's a commitment from both the lawyers and the clients that will move forward in a amicable fashion. So we want to talk today about some of the benefits as well as potential pitfalls of collaborative practice so that you'll know if this is a good option for you going through the separation process. So the collaborative process is really built around the four-way meetings.
Right.
And those are meetings where the two lawyers and the two clients sit at a table together and really hash out the issues. And it's a place where you really do need to be able to speak respectfully to one another and work through things together. And one of the great benefits of the collaborative process is that the two lawyers are committed to doing this in a non-adversarial way. So they're working together as a team, even though they're an advocate and they give legal advice to their specific client. They're working together as a team to figure out the best solution for the whole family.
Mm-hmm. So even though I do believe in the collaborative process, I don't think it's necessarily for everyone. So I'm going to talk a bit about some of the pitfalls. And one of the pitfalls to having to work together as a team is that your lawyer is not going to be an advocate the way you would see a lawyer in court. So they're not going to be aggressive to the other side and try and bully the other side into an agreement. And I have found sometimes that clients do want the support of a more aggressive lawyer or a lawyer that's willing to take a more adversarial position. So if that's what you're looking for, then the collaborative process might not be the best fit for you.
So another benefit would be that it's a process that really is driven by the clients. So you are the ones making the decisions about your family, about your children. You're not leaving that in the hands of a stranger, a judge, or an arbitrator. But also, not only do you have control over the outcome, but specifically you have control over the speed of the process as well. And the collaborative process allows you to be creative and unique to the needs of your family and the speed that you want to go at in resolving the matters between you.
Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that, by the parties having so much control over the process, there's no one decision maker. So often the spouses will want to go at a different speed. One person is, over the relationship, wants the separation agreement done and move on, and the other person isn't there yet. And so there's no person like a judge that can just come in and say, this is when the separation is going to be done, or this is when such and such event is going to happen. The other thing is if the parties cannot agree on a solution to a particular problem, whether the house will be sold or not sold, for example, there's no judge to come in and make that decision. You ultimately have equal say as spouses. And so if you believe that you need a third party to come in and make a decision, then again, the collaborative process might not be the best fit.
So what would happen if someone was in the collaborative process and they were hopeful that they could work through that, and then it ultimately fell apart?
Yeah, I mean, statistically, I think it's 90 or 92% of files that start in collaborative law actually go to completion. But if you are one of those cases that does not, and you fall out of the process, you do need to hire a new lawyer that would take you to court. And the reason that is because we want the parties and the lawyers to be able to speak freely in the four-way meetings without that information being held against them later. So you do have to retain new counsel if you don't complete the collaborative process.
Right, but you've seen much success in your collaborative files.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. So another benefit that we both thought of is the fact that it's meant to be a more holistic process. So we recognize as collaborative lawyers that the legal part of separation is really only a part of it. Separation is emotional, it's relational, it's financial, and sometimes the legal part is actually less important than some of those other aspects. And so so we work with a team of professionals. There's collaboratively trained financial specialists. There's collaboratively trained divorce coaches who are therapists and social workers who specifically can help with very specialized areas. So for example, the divorce coaches can often help with a parenting plan because they have much more knowledge than lawyers do about child development and the best sort of plan for your child. So the collaborative process is holistic. It's a multidisciplinary approach, and that ensures that the right person is helping with the right aspect of your separation.
On the other side of that, sometimes
There's always two sides to a coin, isn't there?
there is. Sometimes clients don't want to involve counselors or other people in the process. They find that it's derailing the process or slowing it down, or they don't feel that they need that support. And so that's fine. You can still go through the collaborative process without involving those other experts. But if you don't even want to entertain the thought of having a counselor or a financial specialist involved, you may want to just, negotiate or mediate a resolution.
And one of the reasons people do that is really because they're concerned about cost, right?
Right.
So what are your thoughts on the cost of collaborative compared to other options out there?
Yeah, I think a lot of people assume that collaborative is more expensive because of these other professionals and because there's often, sort of 1 to 3 meetings that take place between the lawyers and the parties. But in my
Or 4 if needed.
Or 4 if needed. But in my experience, collaborative is actually the least expensive, most efficient process there is. Maybe beside the process where the spouses have literally agreed on everything and they just need a separation agreement done.
Right.
But outside of that, I think just having everyone in the room, hashing it out, creates these really amazing efficiencies in getting to the finish line quickly.
Right, and at Connect, we also offer what you call unbundled services. So that means that you could enter into the collaborative practice or the collaborative process just for 1 or 2 issues. Perhaps you actually already have most of the agreement figured out, but you need some help, assistance in a safe environment to be able to talk through those last things. I recently had a collaborative file where the other party had already drafted the separation agreement with their lawyer, and there was just a few issues that really needed to be talked through in the safe environment of a 4-way meeting. And so that was, very effective to kind of finish the process.
Yeah, I had a file where they actually were able to do their whole parenting plan together, but then they couldn't decide on a financial issue. So we just helped them with a financial issue. So, yeah. Anyways, if you are interested in collaborative law or would like to learn more, please contact Rebecca or myself at Connect Family Law. Thanks.